Hi friends, we will be now talking about a very important chapter which is very important for UPSC Civil Services exam and state PSCs too. We will be beginning with the climate chapter. We will be dealing completely with the NCERT books, class 11. Okay, so without wasting time, we should begin the topic. Okay. First of all, the main chapter associated with this unit is composition and structure of atmosphere. Okay, so we have to know about the atmosphere first, and after that we will be going ahead with our climate and other concepts. So I think everybody of you are aware of the atmosphere. Okay, so atmosphere is something which is just associated with the air, okay, which constitutes of plenty number of gases inside it, and all these makes up the atmosphere. Whatever things we breathe in and we breathe out, that's a part of the atmosphere. Okay, the gases which we inhale, which we exhale, the gases which we use in our daily lives for various purposes, such as hydrogen, nitrogen being used by the plants. Hydrogen is used as a fuel. Then we use the carbon dioxide too for extinguishing the fire. Okay, and the fire extinguisher, that's in the dry form. Oxygen is used these days in respiration and every kind of medical uses. Plenty number of medical uses associated with oxygen. So let's go through the composition and the percentage of these gases present in the atmosphere. Everybody knows the nitrogen is having the maximum percentage in the atmosphere, that's around 78%, followed by oxygen, that's around 21%. Then comes the argon, 0.93%, carbon dioxide, 0.03%, and so on and so forth. Okay, you can just refer to the video. You can pause the video and just have a screenshot of the constituents. Okay, now we will be dealing with the as I specified you about the atmosphere comprises of the gases, water vapor, and dust particles. Okay, we all know that, and these gases, I just explained you everything in brief. We will not be detailing you much, but I think you are having a rough idea of about everything whatever is being discussed by me right now in this chapter. So I won't be wasting your much time, but we'll be just having an overview of whatever things you know. We will be just have a revision of the things which we had just studied in our pre-matriculation level. Okay, so next comes the water vapor. Okay, water vapor is something which is just formed by the water or any kind of liquid, particularly water only. That's water when evaporates because of the increase in the temperature, okay, of the atmosphere, then it rises upward, and then it forms the water vapor in the gaseous form. First of all, the liquid water gets evaporated and forms the gaseous water vapor. Okay, then constitutes the dust particle. Obviously, in this planet we have plenty number of dust particles, which may be because of the plenty number of smoke, pollution level, and everything are responsible for creation of these dust particles. Okay, so I think everybody is aware of these dust particles. they are actually concentrated in the lower layers of the atmosphere. That's a very important point to be noted. Okay, and it consists of smoke, soot, ash, pollen dust, disintegrated particles of meteors, fine soil, the sea salts, etc. Mostly pollution level of the industries and everything is responsible for the creation of these dust particles. Apart from that, we have plenty other medias responsible for that, such as the pollen grains, the dust particles from the meteors. Sometimes the meteors enter into the atmosphere of the earth after burning, and their finer particles or the consolidated particles, when they fall on the surface of the earth, they may be responsible for creation of finer dust particles in the atmosphere, which generally deposit in the lower layer of the atmosphere. Okay, so dust and salt particles are hygroscopic nuclei around which the water vapor condenses to produce clouds. Okay, hygroscopic means which is having an affinity to water. Okay, they produce a cell lump and they help in the formation of clouds. Okay, salt particles and dust, everything when just travels into the atmosphere, they comes in contact with water vapor and water, a few droplets of water present in the atmosphere, and they produce the clouds. Okay, now I will be dealing with the structure of atmosphere. This thing is also very basic level kind of concept. Okay, everybody of us know that there are four or five layers in the atmosphere. Okay, basically four are there. Exosphere is not much known by the scientists at all. Okay, troposphere is the lowermost layer. Okay, the atmosphere, its average height is 13 kilometers and extends roughly to the height of 8 kilometers near the poles and about 18 kilometers at the equator. Not needed. Just have an idea that troposphere is the lowest layer of the atmosphere. Okay, it has an altitude level of around 10 kilometers, 10 to 13 kilometers. Okay, and after that there is a transition zone between the troposphere and the next layer, that's the stratosphere. Okay, and that transition layer is called as the tropopause. Okay, stratosphere is that layer which rises above 13 kilometers or 10 kilometers and rises up to 50 kilometers. Again, there is a transition layer, stratopause, between the stratosphere and the mesosphere. Mesosphere has an altitude of up to 80 kilometers, from 50 to 80. Okay, and above that up to 400 kilometers there is thermosphere. Okay, and above that exosphere is there. So this was about the 5 layers of the atmosphere. Okay, the main thing associated with this is the variation of temperature. Okay, that's important thing, which is conceptually important as far as the competitive exams are concerned. You know that when we go up, okay, when we rise upwards, the temperature starts decreasing. Similar is the case here. When we rise from the surface of the earth, go into the troposphere, the temperature falls. Okay, temperature falls, definitely temperature falls. Okay, and after that it slightly starts rising above troposphere. Okay, above troposphere till stratosphere, and in the stratosphere temperature starts rising, not by very much variation but a little bit of. Again, above the stratosphere, in the mesosphere the temperature starts falling. Okay, and above the stratosphere temperature starts falling, and after that in the mesosphere it again starts rising. What's happening over here? So this is a simple concept which is quite not that tricky. You can just easily remember this, that the in the lowermost layer, that's the troposphere, the temperature starts decreasing. Above that it starts rising again, above that starts decreasing, and above that keeps on increasing. Exosphere, a thermosphere, thermo means heat, so obviously in the thermosphere the temperature will definitely be rising, and above that in the exosphere also the temperature will rise. Okay, so this is the basic temperature and altitude relationship, okay, of the 5 layers of the earth, of the atmosphere. Okay, you should have this concept in the mind. It's a very easy thing to remember, that it's not a very consistent variation of temperature. First of all, it decreases, then it rises, then it again decreases, then it rises, and it finally goes on rising. So it's very easy to remember like this. Okay, now we should be switching over, though that the chapter has ended. Okay, quite a very short chapter. Elements of weather and climate. Okay, now we will be, okay, let me have a discussion about weather and climate. What's the weather and climate? Okay, climate is something which is a long lasting phenomena. Okay, climate of a place is associated with actual tendency which it has been having for a long period of time. Okay, you can't just predict if it's raining outside. You can't just predict at a place that the climate is very cool, or climate is extremely hot when it's just the sun is above vertically. You can just in simple words say that weather is something which is a transitory phenomenon at a particular point of time. What's the situation in the atmosphere, in the biosphere actually, okay, that's associated with weather. That's a very short duration phenomena or change. But a climate of a place is just has been experimented for a long period of time, and it's completely for a long period of time. What's the actual phenomena of that place associated with the biosphere is concerned, that's called climate. Okay, so climate is something which is the temperature of the biosphere, which is of a very long duration for a long duration of time. That's called climate. And weather is something which is associated for a short duration of time. The temperature changes, either it's hot or it's cold. Whether it's cold or hot, that's for a very short duration of time. That's called weather. And for a longer duration of time, that's climate. We will be dealing with these weather and climate in detail in the next chapter. For the time being, it was a very short chapter, and I should keep this video also short, very short, okay, because this was a completely basic kind of chapter of your NCERT class 11 geography book. So that's all for today. We will be dealing with our next chapter tomorrow. Okay, again, just listen to my video, this 10 to 15 minute video, okay, and just have a overview of whatever we have been studying for the last 15 minutes. Okay, it's a very easy chapter, not too much concept is existing over here in this chapter. Okay, let's meet again tomorrow with a very new and fresh chapter. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you need more such knowledgeable videos in future. This channel is completely for competitive examinations point of view, particularly UPSC civil services. I will be just keeping my videos short, and will be just elucidating you everything which are quite important from the exam perspective. And please support my channel. I will be bringing you more number of videos from the textbook, from the standard textbooks only. Okay, if you do have any queries, you can just write on the comment section below. I will be just trying to reply you all. Okay, thank you. That's all.